What is up, everyone? It's Silver here, and today I actually want to talk about a build that I use for the Octobrush Nouveau. Now, this is something I kind of talked about in my Octobrush guide a bit back, when I was talking about the use of Subsaver and the ability to run a double bomb set. Now, in the video I didn't really talk too much about it. I just mentioned that it was a thing, that it's, if you use enough Subsaver you can get a double bomb build, which allows you to throw 2 splat bombs per ink tank. And like I said, I didn't really talk too much about it, but as time went on and I started using that build more, people started asking me about it and asking me why it is that I've been using it instead of running like a normal build. So I decided today I'm going to explain why I run double bomb, why I think it's good, and why I think Nintendo needs to fix this problem. So first off, I'm just going to show you what it is that requires this. So essentially this amount of Subsaver is needed to get 2 bombs. You can do it with a single sub less. In fact, I do have a shirt somewhere here that is missing 1 sub. Yeah, right here. This shirt was the original one that I made for this build, but having exactly 2 peers allows me to at least have some ink remaining on the tank. As you can tell, this is obviously not a very optimal way to run a weapon, where essentially 4 mains are used by 1 ability, and the rest of it's used up by the damage up that is recommended for the weapon. This basically leaves you with no room for anything else, which again is already a problem in its own right, where you have to run this much to get this double bomb, and then you don't even really have any space left. You could get away with running a single main of damage up, but that's still only going to give you, 3 subs to work with, which isn't too much to begin with. So for those that are unaware, let me just show off the fact that this can result in a double bomb. So from a full tank you can throw 2 bombs, and then you don't really have too much else to work with. You can throw 2 bombs and then get 1 flick out, and that's about it. It's not really an ideal thing. Like I said, a lot of people have pointed out that this build is not good, and that a build that requires the excessive use of 1 thing, it just shouldn't work. But the reason why I'm using this double bomb is because I actually feel like this really does help the weapon, and it helps in one disadvantage that the weapon in general has, and that is that the Octobrush can't really get back in. One thing it suffers from is its inability to get itself back on the map without being noticed. It's not hard to see this giant weapon and hear it because it has a very distinct sound while it's painting. Just about anyone's going to be able to tell where it's at, and there's no real safe way to get yourself back onto the map. This is one of the reasons why I actually started using the Nouveau over the vanilla Octobrush, where the vanilla has a beacon, which obviously isn't going to help you do anything, where this one has a bomb. At least with bombs you can pressure people away from you and clear up an area for a short amount of time. You're just going to scare people away. Where with the vanilla Octobrush, if you get locked out, your only chance of getting back in is through your Kraken, and even that's not even a reliable way to get back onto the map. You have to solely wait for your teammates to contribute to helping you get back. Where with this, you have the splat bombs that you can use to throw to cover ground, and even if you can't still safely move forward, you've got the Inkzuka, so you can hit people from a distance. This kit is actually a lot better than people give it credit for, and even back in the old days I told people that I was not a fan of it, but just using this more than the vanilla has made me, I guess, appreciate this kit more. And it's basically got a better, it's essentially better than the vanilla Octobrush. To me, honestly, I'm not going to enforce that. People have their own opinions, but I honestly feel like the Nouveau is vastly superior, and this build helps with it getting back in and keeping people away from you. If you're struggling to get the map control, you can always just throw a couple bombs to charge your Inkzuka, or if you're trying to keep someone away from an area, you can simply just throw 2 bombs, and with the if you space them out, you can even just make it to where you throw one bomb and then you wait and then throw another. So they have, you essentially buy more time by doing this. By spacing them out, you can make it to where one will blow up and then the next one will blow up not long after it, making it so there's just you just give yourself more time to advance forward. This not only helps with map coverage and giving it the ability to advance, but it also helps in Rainmaker, as bombs are very good for popping the shield. Being able to throw two of them allows you to vastly contribute to breaking the shield. And in the start of most maps in this game, it is very essential that your team gets the first pop on the shield, as it covers the ground and allows you to move forward. There are some maps that it's not as vital. Like, I'd say that getting the first pop on Museum Rainmaker is not as vital as getting it on Camp Rainmaker. Just getting that first pop applies more pressure than people realize. And this double bomb gives you the ability to just paint for yourself in a safe way. Like I said, it's not exactly the safest weapon to just run forward with. If you're gonna be heard when you flick, and then rolling around isn't exactly the most secure way of getting back as well. You stick out like a sore thumb. Regardless of your movement speed, you're gonna be seen. Where with bombs, you're just seen as a weapon that is tossing bombs out. And if you can't advance through your bombs, then your teammates can. So, now, what is it that Nintendo can do to stop this? As I said, this isn't exactly optimal. This isn't exactly an ideal way to play. So what can Nintendo do? With the upcoming release of Splatoon 2, there's a new chance for more weapons to get a new kit. Now, we've already seen the kit for the one of the kits for the new Octobrush, which contains a new bomb called the Auto Bomb, which essentially works like a point sensor and then chases out anyone it finds. However, it's got one downside. It can't detect people if they're hiding in their ink. It will only track people if they are standing out and painting. So if I was to stand like this, the auto bomb would see me. If I was like this, the auto bomb would not see me. This is not good. I was really hoping for it to be able to see people in their ink, as that even if it would not really chase them or just like point them out, that was something it needed to do to provide the Octobrush a safe, like, to give you some sort of like safety. It'll show you that this area is at least clear and you can move forward. But because it only detects people that are standing, it's not really as good as it could be. So what subs would I say it should have instead? Well, it should have burst bombs. A lot of people have been saying that burst bombs should exist on every weapon for a long time. It's been one of the most recommended subs on any weapon since the launch of the game. But the fact of the matter is that burst bombs are one of the best subs for advancing. When it comes to splat bombs and suction bombs, you can't really use them as a way to get into the map. You can sort of just throw them from a distance and just wait for it to paint for you. Where with burst bombs, you can constantly move forward with the burst bombs. And even with seekers or curling bombs in Splatoon 2, those provide a good movement option as well. So the two subs that I would say are very vital to not having this problem are burst bombs and curling bomb. Those are my two recommended subs for Splatoon 2. And any sort of backup sub would be suction bomb or sprinkler. And the suction bomb simply because it will allow the Octobrush to paint walls, which it suffers from lacking in the ability to really do so. And then sprinkler because just about anyone in the world will stop firing or stop hiding to break a sprinkler. So if you throw one and then no one breaks it, well, not only do you have some coverage in that area now, but you are aware that it is safe for you to move forward. So I'd say the top subs that I'd like to see for the Octobrush are the burst bomb and curling bomb, and good backups would be the suction bomb and the sprinkler. Now, we don't know if any of this is going to happen. In fact, if the Octobrush does get Burst Bomb, it would actually be a very powerful weapon. Burst Bombs do a base damage of 60 when it hit with a direct, where the base damage of an Octobrush with no damage is 37. So that basically means that one direct Burst Bomb and one flick would do 97 damage immediately. And then we don't even know if damage up is coming back. It has been rumored that it is not returning. So if we use damage up on it and one direct Burst Bomb plus one flick, that would result in a kill instantly. And that would make the weapon a very powerful killer. And it already is a very powerful weapon when it comes to killing, as it easily tops a lot of the weapons in the game currently. So giving it an ability to even kill faster would make this weapon even stronger. And even its weaker flicks would still be able to kill very fast with damage up. So if it gets Burst Bomb, it'd be a very powerful weapon and would give it something that it's been lacking, the ability to move forward on its own. Where if Curling Bomb was the sub on it, that would still be good. It is still a movement option and an ability to move forward on your own. Even if something like people are going to be expecting people to be following their Curling Bombs, you kill fast enough to punish anyone that tries to shoot you. So if you even use the Curling Bomb as a way to get even remotely close, then you can just follow it up by flicking at them the second they realize that there's someone following the bomb. So basically, to recap, the reason why I run Double Bomb is because it fixes one problem that the weapon has: its inability to be stealthy when it comes to painting. It allows it to apply more pressure from a distance than just being able to flick at people. And it's just overall a really decent idea. The idea of Double Bomb has been around for a while, ever since they buffed the use of Sub Saber, making it to where it was more efficient on bombs and such. And I just haven't really messed around with it until a couple months ago. And all I'm really going to say is, in my brush video, I didn't recommend using Double Bomb, but now I can say that I would actually suggest giving this a shot, as it is a very decent option for the weapon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that with Splatoon 2, Nintendo doesn't make me have to do this again. I hope that they actually listen and give me Burst Bomb or Curling Bomb. We have a couple chances, as there's going to be a couple variants for every weapon that's already been confirmed. So I'm hoping that the first variant of the Octobrush has a much better sub on it, as the Auto Bomb isn't exactly something I'd like to use at this point. So I appreciate everyone for watching, and I hope that people have learned a thing or two here. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will be watching it and I'll be answering a lot of stuff. I don't imagine there's going to be too many questions about this, but if anyone wants to make a comment, feel free to. I will check back at those whenever I get around to it. So thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you all later.